We are having a very large percentage of fake ministers today because the pathway of tribulation has been ignored by many. John said, I am your brother, I am your companion. Where? Let me rest the case there. That's number one. Second credential on his second item on his CV, he says, I'm also your companion in the kingdom of Jesus Christ. The kingdom. And what John meant by that was that I am one of the few believers in our time that is still operating under the government of Christ, who happens to be the head of the church. Are you following me? Do you know what it means when we say someone is operating under the government of God? Now, that scripture that I quoted in the book of Acts chapter 1. The former treatise have I made, O Theophilus, of all that Jesus began both to do and to teach. The question we need to ask ourselves is, what exactly is the meaning of the doing aspect of that presentation? Doing. Both to do and then to teach. Because that scripture, those little phrases, is a summary of the life and times of Jesus Christ. And he was referring to the book of Luke, that the entire meaning of the book of Luke is the things that Jesus began both to do and to teach. It means that the teaching ministry of Jesus was predicated on a doing, on something he called doing. It means that your teaching ministry will not have authority if it is lacking in that doing that Dr. Luke spoke about. So what exactly was this doing? The doing there, because if you go to the book of John chapter 5, you'll see the secret of the ministry of Jesus. The doing there was operating under the authority of his Father. Jesus kept his preferences away. He kept his creativity away. He was not given a body so that he can be creative. He was given a body so that he can fulfill that which is written concerning him in the volume of the books. The preoccupation of Jesus was to satisfy the desire of his Father. In fact, Jesus did it so skillfully that he was able to make a statement like this, that if you have seen me, you have seen my Father. The meaning of that is, I have kept my preferences away, I've kept my creativity away. Everything that I've done as a theater for my Father. It is only my Father that is being expressed in my vessel because I function under his government. So when you find me preaching a message, the doctrine that I'm preaching is not mine. The emphasis that I'm bringing is the emphasis of my Father. So Jesus was saying, I am a theater upon which my Father stands to display. It was not my will that was manifested in my preferences, my opinions, my choices, the miracles that I did. None of it was as I intended. I kept my preferences locked up and shut down. It was only my Father that was on display all these years. And it will interest you to know that he had 3 decades of obedience for 3 years of ministry. Just in case you have wondered why your teaching ministry is not as authoritative as that of Jesus, we found the secret behind his own. He had 1 decade of obedience to 1 year of ministry. The former treatise have I made, O Theophilus, of all that Jesus began both to do and